Hey there, this is Christina with leadsandleverage.com. I'm excited to come join you today with another episode of The RIBBIT Show. Today, we are going to talk about a question that I got, just a couple weeks ago. And I got it from an agent and they said, I just want to run an ad for, $50 or $100 and get leads. Can I do that? So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about all of that today. So if you are watching this in replay, would you do me a favor? Would you comment below? Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're popping in from. And if you have a question that you would like to see me answer in the next few episodes of the RIBBIT Show this month in August, let me know. I would love to know what your questions are, what your struggles are, etc. So let me know your questions if you have them. So let me know you're here and where you're popping in from and any questions that you would like me to answer in a future episode of the RIBBIT Show. And if you are joining me live, I love all of you guys, but I really love my live viewers because I get to interact with you. Hi, Lisa, and I get to talk to you and say hi and answer your questions. And today, we're actually going to talk about, this question came to me, actually from one of my members, excuse me, one of my members, and they asked, well, can I just run an ad for $50 or $100 and get leads? I was told that I could do that. And I just wanted to let you guys know, we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give you some insight and I'm going to give you some stuff that you can take home today. Well, if you're already home listening to me, but you can implement today. Okay. Hi, Cave. I want to pronounce that right. Do you have a phonetic spelling for your name that help me? I think it's Cave. Akbari. Hi from Vegas. I bet it's hot there. It's warm here, and I'm clear up in northern Idaho, really close to the Canadian border, and it's supposed to be, in the 80s, I think, today. So that's warm for us. I know that's not like fry an egg on the sidewalk hot, but like you guys are. Cave. Okay, good. Awesome. So, you guys, we're going to talk about, I've got a lot of directions I can go with this one, but we're going to talk about, and here's the thing, this is something we all want to do. And if you are part of Facebook Domination Secret, which is my membership, you will know some of this and you will know some of the why of this, but I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to introduce you to it, especially if you don't understand it. The idea that I just want to run an ad for $50 or $100 and get leads, and on Facebook, specifically on Facebook. We're going to dive into that. And so remember, let me know you guys are here, and I already have Lisa and Cave checking in. It's not letting me hit like on that. Checking in, comment below. Remember, if I'm not looking right at you, because the camera's up there, I'm actually looking at your comments below. And let me know where you're popping in from. I love to know where you guys are. And if you have questions about anything related to your business, I would like to try and answer those or guide you in the right direction over the next few episodes of The RIBBIT Show. So let me know. All right. So I have a question for you. When you first look at, or maybe even in your, the Facebook groups that you're in and stuff, I am sure that you see people going, ooh, I ran an ad, spent $50, or I boosted a post, spent $50, and I got leads. Have you guys seen real estate agents say that? Your fellow colleagues say that to you? Have you seen them go, I'm reading my notes here, that have you seen those kind of posts? Ooh, I boosted my post for $25, or I boosted it for this, or I ran an ad for this, and I got leads. And so I want to know, do you hear that? Which is one of the reasons we're like, well, I must be doing something wrong or whatever. But hey, John. So what I really want to dive in with this is, first, you got to analyze the source. You got to analyze what they mean by leads. What I am finding, and what I found for the last, 21 years, almost 22 years in real estate, when people say, especially online, when people say, hey, I got leads, especially on Facebook, they are talking about likes on their ad or comments on their ad, or maybe a conversation that they're having in the comments with someone, and maybe somebody they know is making an inquiry. Paul asked, where's the link to get here? It pops up on my phone, but not on my laptop. Okay, so Paul, if you go to facebook.com, I'm looking at the link right now, /leads and leverage, that is my business page. And it should be right at the top of the business page. When we do a live stream, it's usually the first post that's live. And it looks like I looked at it and on my page, and it looks like, or on my computer, and it looks like that's where it is. So you should be able to pop on there, Paul, and do that. So for anybody else, it's on facebook.com/leads and leverage. That's the name of my page. And it's the first post, and it just says, come on and join me. Hi, John, and hi, Paul. Thanks for joining. So let's talk about this, okay? So I want you to analyze, first of all, consider the source. A lot of people, unfortunately, we want people to like what we're doing, and we want to be seen as knowing what we're doing and getting benefits and results. And so a lot of times we don't really tell the truth. So when we're in these groups, we'll expand or maybe be a little bit exuberant about our results. So really consider that source, first of all. Second, when you're looking at something like that, when somebody's saying, hey, I ran an ad for XYZ and I got ABC, you got to look at it and go, okay, is this duplicatable? And we don't want to look at it from the perspective of, oh, that won't work. You don't want to look at it like that. What you want to look at it is, what did they do? And can I replicate that process? Not only can I replicate that one time, can I replicate it every day? Is it a duplicatable process? So don't come into it and, oh, that just worked for them because of this. Actually analyze it and see, because what you're looking for, you're not looking for why it won't work. You're looking for how to make it work. So there is a difference in how you're processing this. So if you want to run an ad, the question I got was, can I run an ad for $100 and get leads from Facebook? Looking at my notes here. I was told that's the way it works. Now, this person was told that that's how it works. I don't know who they were told this by, etc. But here's what happens when you just run an ad. So you have your Facebook business page and you run an ad. That's it. So you go, I'm going to run an ad for $100, and you don't know really how to target, and maybe you do, oh, I'll just target homeowners, or you aren't sure how to word that ad to get people to actually respond, or what kind of image to put in that ad to get people to respond so that it's seen in the newsfeed, or even how long that ad should run so that it gets pushed out into the newsfeed. Or here's the other piece. If you're just including it, hey, call me or do this or do that, you're not going to have very good conversions. What's going to happen is you're going to end up paying the most money possible. So if you just set this out, go, I just want to run an ad, just like you would in a newspaper. I just want to run an ad. So you just throw up a picture, you throw up some words, throw up your name and number, give me a call, whatever, and you put an ad out for $100. The odds that you will actually get anybody to respond to that ad are pretty minimal. Here's why. Because you don't have a connecting verbiage. You don't have something that's connecting to them and to a need that they have. That's number one. Number two, you probably don't have an image that is resonating with the words that you want to use in the ad and their need to get them to respond to you. And three, if you don't have something set up to drive these people into, the only people you're going to get, and these are the people we all want, the only people you're going to get are the people who are willing to call you on the phone. If you have a phone number in this ad, okay? So that's awesome. Say you spend $100 and you get 2 phone calls, 2 different people who call you. You're like, woohoo, that's awesome. Now my question for you is, what's your follow-up process? What system do you have in place to get those 2 people who responded to actually convert into closings? See, that's where it's not such a great idea to just run an ad, because you're going to spend a lot of money. It's going to be the most expensive way, and you will only be able to serve the immediate people. And if you get 2 phone calls out of that $100, let's just assume, I'm just assuming a lot of things here, but you get 2 phone calls, even if you get 5 phone calls, out of all those people who call you, who are actually immediate? Okay, it's a very low percentage. It's something like 8% of people are ready immediately to buy or sell when you bring in leads like that. So maybe you get 1 person that you should actually sell or not. Maybe not. You're competing against a lot of people. So here's the thing. So you throw $100 ad out there, and maybe you get one person that you can actually take to the transaction or to the closing table. Okay. So then what happens on your next lead? Not your next deal. You've got to throw another $100 out there. Now, if it only costs $100 per closing, that's pretty awesome. Okay. But what if it could cost you $10 per closing? So you could take that $100 that you just did and you get 10 closings out of it. This is why you want to step back and not think of it as can I just throw an ad out there and get immediate leads? You want to have a process set up, because here's the deal. If you're just throwing out an ad to get a lead, number one, it's going to get more and more and more and more expensive. That's flat out. Depending on what time of year, who else is running ads, not just real estate agents. I'm talking big guys, Best Buy, can't even think of businesses right now, Bed Bath & Beyond and all those other things. All of them will be competing against your ad buy too. So it's going to get more and more expensive. Okay. And that is happening like every single month, you guys, getting more and more expensive to run ads. Number two, you're always going to be scrambling. If you don't have a system, like a back end set up, like a way to bring these people into your database and nurture them, or bring these leads into something that you can work with and prospect them over time, you will always be scrambling for that next meal of yours. You'll always be scrambling for that next deal. The best place to be is a place where your database is so full and you are turning over that database and building relationships with that database that you never have to lead generate outside of your database again, no matter what size your business is. And that's where ours is now. Now it's so big. There is our brokerage that my brother-in-law and my sister run. They don't prospect outside of the database anymore because, we've taken 20 years to build it. But here's the thing. You don't have to take 20 years to build it anymore. You have Facebook. Facebook can target those people for you way better. We started out with direct mail. It was crazy. I mean, direct mail for years and years, what we did. It was awesome. And I think you should be doing it too. But right now, you've got a layer that you should be adding onto it. So to run an ad, if you just want to run an ad for $100 and hope to get leads, go ahead and try it. Throw that $100 out there and try it. I'm not going to call it a waste. Here's why. You need to try it. You need to see for yourself that just putting an ad out there without any thought into it, without a call to action, without a capture ability, without understanding who it is you're trying to reach, that's a lesson you'll have to learn. And all of us have had to learn it. And so what I see are a lot of agents throwing out, they spend a monthly fee with vendors to put out ads for them, and the ads are like billboard ads. They're just, hey, look at how great I am, and that doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. But we feel good putting those ads out there, and if we get a lead, and maybe we spent $100 a month or $200 a month doing this, and we get 2 closings out of the year, we're like, yeah, that was totally worth it. Like we spent $2,400 to get 2 closings when we could have spent $2,400 to get 100 closings. So the goal with utilizing what we have available to us now as real estate agents, we have a gold mine. Facebook is a gold mine. And the way they allow us to target our audiences and get people to move down that customer journey is simply amazing. That process is phenomenal. We can build a one-to-many relationship way easier than it was even almost easier to build than it is to build a one-on-one relationship or one-to-one relationship. So you can go ahead and throw out that ad, put it out there. But I'm telling you, if you take some time, if you do some research, you'll pay half the cost in your ads and you'll get twice the leads. And that's just a very basic. I know an agent in our membership, she spent $50, exactly $50 on an ad to highly targeted traffic. I taught her how to target it and build it up and do it. She got 80 leads. Out of those 80 leads, all of them were listings. She listed in the first week, she listed 8 of them. So that is because she took the time to build her Facebook page, to be a conduit, which I have the link up there for you. I'm giving you a checklist to help you build it, but she took the time to build her Facebook page as a conduit. She took the time to find her target audience and drive them to her page. She took the time to start building relationships with these people via email, she actually used Facebook groups, and via, I lost the thought. Facebook groups, email, and her website, excuse me, and her website. She took the time to do all of that. And so that's what she did. And I know, Paul, you want the ad. The ad's not going to matter because the specific ad was run to a very specific group of people that she took the time to gather, and she spent time gathering that specific group of people. And it was a very specific event that they did that she ran this ad for. Got 80 inquiries, 8 listings. And it's been a couple months now, and I know she's gotten more listings from it because she nurtures them. The key is there's not a perfect ad. There's not just an ad you can run. The key is you've got to know your audience. You've got to know who the people are that you're trying to reach. And it's not just sellers, and it's not just buyers. You need to know, are they a move-up buyer? If so, what's their price point? What are their struggles? What are they doing? You need to help them move through. Just putting out home value ads and just putting out here's listing ads, you are paying the highest price possible. You're always scrambling. You need to build relationships with these people. And no, you don't have to be best friends, and you don't have to go out to meals with them, and you don't have to like, oh my gosh, I can't have this many friendships. I'm not talking about friendships. I'm talking about a relationship. You need to get past that cold barrier. You need to help bring them into knowing you and trusting you so that they'll go, oh, that's who I want. And we sometimes call that top of mind, and top of mind is bullcrap. Top of mind is not what we're going for. Trust, know, like, and trust is what we're going for. There is a difference. So yes, you can put out an ad, but I implore you to please take the time to build your page in a way that will actually be a conduit for you from Facebook into your database. Take the time to set up your email system. Use MailChimp. Take time to set up. Take the time to actually communicate. You communicate, not through canned crap, but you email your email community once a week. Walk them through the customer journey. I have done lots of RIBBIT shows. This is like my 45th or 50th, I can't remember which episode this is. I've done lots of RIBBIT shows on, especially last month, on email nurture and how to nurture. This month, we're going to focus a lot on lead magnets and how to get people to come into your database. So one of the things that you want to do, a good ad, a really good ad would be something that would offer a lead magnet to them. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, a lead magnet is something that you are giving. Often we think of lead magnets as maybe access to listings or home value. Yes, those are lead magnets. Those aren't the greatest lead magnets, but they're lead magnets, and they do work in certain situations. They work even better if you are running these to warm traffic, not cold traffic. Which is why I say, take the time to build this. You're building a business, build your presence, build your database so that you can actually pull from your database so that they can be building relationships with you. So a lead magnet, an example of a good lead magnet would be if you know your audience. Say you have been working to build homeowners in a specific zip code, and there are a couple of key neighborhoods in that zip code, and those key neighborhoods have some very specific issues. For example, in one neighborhood that we have in our area, there's a lot of pine trees, and so pine needles get into the gutters a lot. And homeowners, one, if they're new here from California, we're in North Idaho, we get snow, we get a lot of people. One of the counties in California is one of our top 5 incoming counties. And so we know this, you need to know this about your market. You need to know this, that there are a lot of people that move here that have never lived in snow before. They don't understand the process. It's August, we're gonna start educating them. A really good lead magnet targeted to homeowners in this area is how to prepare your home for winter, what you need to do, what's different than it was in California or Arizona, wherever they're coming from. So you need to, this is why if I just give out a lead magnet, it's not as effective because it's going to be different. People who live in Florida they don't need to do the same thing. If you live where it's only deciduous trees, you're not going to have, and you have no pine trees, you're not going to have the same issues. So you need to think of what are some struggles that homeowners have? What are questions that you're answering all the times for people, and turn those into a lead magnet. For example, I am constantly asked, well, how do I set up my page? How do I get leads from Facebook? Which is why I created up above, or that way, why I created the Facebook page setup checklist. These are all the things that we go through and do to get business pages set up to be a conduit for lead generation. So that's why that's my quote unquote lead magnet. It's free. I'm giving it to you, but I guarantee you it is not the same way that everybody else is telling you to set up their page. I know this because I watch how everybody sets up their pages. So that's my point with this. I knew it was different. So I'm trying to teach you guys the exact same thing. So we're going to be talking about lead magnets all through August, which will help you with your ads. And this is why I started with this one. If you don't want to spend a fortune in ads, if you don't want to keep chasing after those immediate now leads, and you want to have a rolling database of people where you always have transactions coming out of that, then you need to know who your avatar is, who your customer is. You need to do a little bit of research, and we're going to talk about that this month. We're going to talk mostly about lead magnets and how to determine what's going on, but you need to run ads that resonate with them. The home value ads, not important to them because they can get that from Zillow. And yes, before you say it, I know Zestimates suck, but the consumer doesn't know that. The consumer kind of doesn't care because until they know, like, and trust you, they're not going to listen to you. So you need to show them all of these things and all of these resources and educate them so that when they're ready to know, like, and trust you, you're right there with the answers. So yes, you can run an ad. You'll always be running ads. The return, not so great. If you want ads that bring in 8 listings, like Sonia's did, if you want ads that bring in 8 listings like that, then guess what? You have got to do some research and you've got to get to know who your client is, and you need to offer them the right piece, the right element that they need in their next step of their journey. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. If it didn't, if I used a lot of terminology that you're kind of going, wait, what? Then I'm going to hopefully teach that to you guys over this next month. We're going to dive into lead magnets and how to utilize them in our ads, because most agents are not. In fact, I don't know an agent that is. I haven't seen an agent that's actually using lead magnets outside of home searches and home values. And you want to get beyond the crowd. You want to get to where people are actually seeing what you're putting out there, not what they're just letting glaze by. Because they're letting all these house ads just glaze by because they're not interested. Partly because agents aren't targeting, right? Partly, if you've got a $500,000 house and you're targeting it to everybody in your zip code, hello, not everybody in your zip code can even afford a $500,000 house. If you're in an area, like if you're in Berkeley or somewhere like that where it's $750,000 to $1 million just for a starter, use those numbers. My point is that not everybody can afford that. So if you're not even narrowing down your targeting to people who can afford that, and if it's not a first-time home, it's a move-up home, why are you targeting first-time home buyers? Different things like that. So you got to know your audience. You got to know your targeting. You need to spend a little bit of time. And yes, this is part of your lead generation. Yes, this is part of your business building. It's getting to know the people that you want to work with. And that's part of this. So what kind of questions do you guys have? Hi, Donna. I saw you come in. I was really focused on this. What kind of questions do you guys have about this, about running that ad? There's no magic bullet. There's no magic bullet. The best results, honestly, guys, the best results are going to be when you know the person, when they're a warm lead, and I teach you guys how to develop warm traffic, because you need to give value to cold traffic without asking them for anything. You need to give them value, but then you need to get them into your sphere. And a good way to get them into your sphere is by asking them to like your business page and then offering them other things. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to go into that. Any questions, you guys? Any questions on that? I'll wait about 30 seconds and see if you guys have any questions you'd like me to answer. Otherwise, we'll be done for the day, and I will be back on tomorrow. But I first want to know all that's going on, see if you guys have questions. And remember, let me know where you're from. If you're popping in here, if this is your first time on a RIBBIT episode, let me know. I would love to know that. I have 3 more coming up this week. We are going to talk about, look at the answers. We're going to, one of them is a big one. This one is, I don't have time to be behind a computer setting up emails. I need to be face-to-face. We're going to talk about that one tomorrow. We are going to talk about, I pay for an email newsletter. Why am I not getting results? We're going to talk about that one on Wednesday. And Thursday, your biggest time suck and how to eliminate that. So we're going to be talking, we got a lot of stuff going on today. Yeah, Donna's like, yeah, I have to catch it in replay. Yes, you already know the answer, Donna. Donna's one of my members, so she knows the answer and she knows the process. But yeah, so guys, if there are no more questions, we're gonna, stop this one for today, and I will see you at tomorrow's RIBBIT Show and answering more questions. And remember, if you're watching this, put the comments down below. Let me know what your questions are. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions for you. John says, I've gone deep on my avatar. I just have yet to run an ad that got a lead. Okay, so if you're not hitting the right pain points for your avatar, could be a number of things. One, John, it may be that you're not really sure what those pain points are, or two, it could be the targeting is off. And so you can test both of those. It could also be that the image that you're using doesn't resonate with that same pain point. Or it could be that that's really not a pain point. We think it is, but maybe it's not. So think about their journey, their customer journey, and what that looks like for them. And by customer journey, I mean literally from the time that they would be old enough or start thinking about owning a home until the time that they would stop ever owning a home. And where is that? Where is your avatar on that spectrum? And then start thinking about what are the elements in there that would resonate with them in that journey piece. Paul asks, are likes getting more expensive every day? All ads are getting more expensive every day, Paul, which is why part of the reason, there's a couple of reasons. Part of the reason is because the targeting is getting better and better. And so if we're not adjusting as the targeting gets better and better, as Facebook ads, then ads targeting stuff, then the way it's pushed out is not as good. So you do need to check that at least every 2 weeks, check that targeting. And two, at the end of every quarter, so the month after, or the first couple weeks after, or the first month after the end of every quarter. So for example, July, costs went up because what happens is big companies have to spend their money at the end of every quarter. So they dump their money into ads, which then raises the cost for everybody else. The other piece is that, resonate, the verbiage and the image and getting through to people to actually react and respond. They want to connect. They want to know that there's something in it valuable for them that makes it worth it. So they're getting pickier with clicking on likes. You need to have something really highly valuable and good for them. And then the other one is when you start to get into the fall. So starting now up until about mid-January, you're going to start seeing increase in costs. And about the end of October, it's really going to start jumping. And that's just the way it's dollar cost averaging. You want stuff to be going constantly and you want to still put it out. But it does. It's every year. It starts out. So January starts out low and it goes up a little bit, up a little bit, up a little bit. And then December, and then it drops back down, but never as low as the year before. So it's the cost. It's more and more people on there, which is why doing stuff on Facebook, which is why you want to make sure that you're targeting, and the better you target. So one of the things that I found, and I've taught this before, especially to my members, one of the big things that I have found to get really good traffic at a lower cost is to have a blog that I write, not canned crap, you guys, a blog that you write where you answer those questions of people that are on the journey. And then you use that as an ad. So you drive people to that blog post, you pixel that traffic, and then you start running ads to that traffic. That is much less expensive because they've already been introduced to you. You haven't asked anything of them. And then you can move them along the next step. So the first step is here's information that's answering your problem. Here's your problem. Here's your solution. The next step is getting them, because they visited your website, getting them to then respond to one of your lead magnets. And it's easier with warm traffic. So if they've been to your website, it's much easier to get them to respond to a lead magnet, which then costs less. And then after that, the next step, and sometimes it takes 4 or 5 steps of the same thing. The next step is get them to log in, register, do whatever, go to the next step. So that's what you're doing. So there are ways to do this. You have to be really valuable. Facebook, Google, everybody, they're all looking for relevancy and value. They don't like it when people just sell. And people don't like it either. So that's why home values and all those things and home lists, they work to the right traffic to a certain extent, but they don't actually work over the long haul. People are immune to them. Okay. So, all right. So I went a little bit longer, a little bit more, did a little bit more things. Thank you for asking that question. So yes, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. I know Leah and Mike just joined, so you guys can watch and replay. I will see you tomorrow at, I'm looking at the time for, it'll be at 11:30. It'll be the RIBBIT Show, 11:30 Pacific time for tomorrow's episode. So I love being with you guys. Thank you. Keep asking me your questions. Keep putting them in there. And I want to help you with these. Actually, Paul, I'm actually going to take yours and do another episode with it. Oh my goodness, Leah. She's up and she's in Guam. That's early. Yes, that's early. It's 11:30. I forget how far behind you are. So I love it when you join in, early bird and all. Way to start your day. So woohoo! All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. Talk to you later.